Hi, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful Ladies Lounge. I'm here with my wonderful co host, Nashe. My dear Nashe, how are you, my dear?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed. Today, we are joined by two special guests. Carol, who is the Community Wellbeing Coordinator at the Canal and River Trust and leads on the Swim Sister Swim program, which leads Black African Caribbean women to swim and be confident around water. Carol has an existing relationship with This Girl Can, having been involved as a speaker in the Let's Get Out There toolkit launch. Carol has described herself as being involved in diversity and equality initiatives her whole career. We are also joined by the wonderful Tola Onibanjo, popularly known as Wise Tola, as the founder of Women for Africa, a prominent platform celebrating African women's achievements across various sectors, including business, education, humanitarian work, and more. Tola is a dynamic leader whose multifaceted career includes coaching and empowering women. Welcome to you both, Carol and Tola. Thank you for joining us on Ladies Lounge today. We like the way you move. We want to talk about This Girl Can campaign, which has inspired nearly 4 million women to engage in physical activity. Can you tell us, if I'm talking about physical activity, Carol, ways that you feel this campaign can encourage us as women to move?
Yeah, sure. And thanks for having me here tonight. So the campaign has been going since 2015. And from that time, it's encouraged nearly 4 million women to be more active. And it's all about, reducing the gender activity gap. So people just move more and stay healthy and look after themselves.
So why is this new phase of the campaign important, Carol?
It's important because we're really homing in on working with people who wouldn't normally be recognised and advertised out there of who should be moving more. So people from underrepresented communities, Black women, women with children under one, older women, disabled women. So it's really targeting that cohort of people to be more physically active. So that's why it's so important.
And Tola, as an experienced mentor who champions women, why for you would This Girl Can campaign be so important?
I think for me, being not only a wife or a mother, but also being a grandmother, one of the things I found is that, especially when my grandkids are over and we're in the park, they want to play certain games, and one of them is tag. So they'll tag me and then run away and expect me to catch them. Now I need to be able to run to catch up with my grandkids, so I need to be slightly active. And I think for me, it's important because we might not, it might not be for another woman of my age. I'm obviously 55. It might not be that we have to be running, sprinting and things like that, but being active helps you because there's certain things that you can do. I've noticed that there's certain things that I can do with my grandchildren in terms of being playful and being active and not being out of breath or tired so quickly. So I think it's encouraging that there is a campaign that is targeting all different cohorts of women, especially the older women. And it's something that I particularly am very interested in because as an older woman, it took me a while before I started going to the gym. I mean, now I go to the gym. I'm in the gym like 4 or 5 times a week. I wasn't doing that in my 20s. I wasn't doing that in my 30s. And I certainly wasn't doing it in my 40s. I've started doing that now in my 50s because I've realized the importance of being active and also moving. So I find when I don't go to the gym regularly, it's like my body feels stiff. So when I go and I'm active, I find that I feel the difference. And if I can't get to the gym, I have equipment at home as well that I can use. Just the odd dumbbell, kettlebell, skipping rope. So they're things that I can still do to be active and make sure that I am keeping myself moving.
I know you've mentioned a few ways of how you incorporate movement into your daily lifestyle or your weekly lifestyle, however it may be. And I know the campaign also highlights that just 10 minutes of movement a day can boost your energy, your confidence, and your mood. What other elements would you say a woman of any age can incorporate into their lifestyle to do all these different things, even if they didn't have the equipment at home or they couldn't have access to the gym? What other things would, or they're not a grandma running after their grandchildren, what other things would you say to encourage us to get moving?
I would say probably get up, because sometimes I sometimes like to watch certain series. So I might decide to binge watch a series, but I'm not going to sit down and binge watch that whole series for hours. I do have a mat. So I just get my mat out, and in front of the TV, I'm probably just doing walking on the spot on my mat just to keep moving. And then I can go back and sit down instead of spending 3-4 hours on the couch watching a whole load of series and not doing anything. So my family are used to me. I put the mat out and I can be walking on the spot, and I'm checking my app to make sure I'm getting my steps in and being active. So you don't really need to have equipment. You can do things, even things like squats and things like that, just to be active and be moving, especially if you're someone that works from home and you're constantly sitting down all the time. You have to get up and just do a bit of movement.
No, that's a good one, actually, because I didn't think about it. When I get home, the first thing I want to do is just lie down. And I could be just like that with the remote control lying down. My brain just feels like I'm numbing out watching nonsense on TV. But like you're saying, encouraging us to get up and watching nonsense by physically moving, whether it's maybe using the Hoover or it's cooking in the kitchen, you're up and around and you're being proactive and you're incorporating movement into your mundane lifestyle, as it were. Well, for me, it's mundane. Maybe someone else it isn't. So that's really, really good. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. There's a little one that I've taken on board, definitely.
I'm a home worker with a 3-year-old, and so I can completely relate to this. And I'm just inspired to be more intentional about moving so I can carry her and run around after her as I need to. So Carol, I'm really interested in finding out how you became involved in the campaign.
Yeah, sure. So I work for the Canal and River Trust, and we're a charity, and we have activities to bring people down to the inland waterways to help with their mental and physical well-being. So I started, and I had a fear of water, and that wasn't right. So I wanted to make sure that I had the confidence to come down to the canal and walk on the towpath and do the activities that were happening. So when I put on this program for everyone to join in and support with their well-being, because being connected to the waterways, that's what it does. People from the Black community weren't joining in, especially Black women. And I thought, this isn't right. This is my community. I'm a Black woman. Why aren't we getting involved? And the overwhelming answer was a fear of water and not being able to swim. And we don't promote swimming in our waters, in the rivers and the canals at all. It was about giving them the confidence to then take part in these activities. And that's where Swim Sister Swim came about. We had to take a couple of steps back. So we had this swim program, which would build up the confidence so then women would want to take part in all these activities. And because it's so successful, I'm based in the East Midlands in Nottingham, so successful, we got a lot of traction. And This Girl Can liked it and used it in their social media campaign. So that's how I got involved with This Girl Can. And then because I was so passionate and I wanted all women, really, especially my community, to be more physically active, this is where they approached me to be involved in this campaign. And not only did I want to promote it, but we wanted to be rooted in it. So we wanted Sport England to know that you've got to have women who understand why we need to move more right at the root of it and from before the campaign went out. So I joined it with 5 other fabulous women to make sure that the right message is getting across to our women, our community, Black women, especially older Black women. So that's why I got involved.
That's amazing. And I was just thinking as you were talking that growing up, I learned to swim and then I dropped it for a while and then picked it up again later. But at some point, I became quite self-conscious about, oh, if I go in the pool, what about my hair
Yeah.
and all these things that stopped me from swimming. But I absolutely love it now. And what would you say is the main thing that stops women from being active?
I think it's time. Time is a huge factor for our women, especially Black women. We are the centre pole of the family, and we tend to put everyone else first. And I think all women do that, but in particular, my community, I know we do that. So time and motivation, and motivation to be with people that look like them and have people that look like us lead these sessions. So not only are we the instructors that deliver the classes, but we're the personal trainers that's showing you how to do your movement. I'm a personal trainer myself, so I really do understand that. And yeah, just being amongst people that look like us and hearing the music that we want to move around to. I think that's really, really important.
You guys are really bringing a lot of food for thought, to the point that it's now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, have I ignored my body? Have I ignored me? And these things that are somewhat simplistic, but the body needs. And it's just, as my mum would say, it's like the cod liver oil for the body. It's the moving those joints. It's all those little things that you take for granted, but taking your body for granted is probably the worst thing, because it's your body that takes you about in life. So it's got me sitting here pondering, and as we're all talking, I'm sitting here picturing myself going, have you done enough, Sakeena? I don't think you have done enough. You need to move. You really need to move. And that's one of the great things about this campaign. Not that I'm just saying it's just the campaign, but there are so many different things. And having this campaign to highlight to us as women that we need to do more. We need to do more to do better for ourselves, ultimately. And that's what it is.
Hey everybody, I'm Sakeena and I'm from VoxAfrica. We're here supporting this fantastic campaign called This Girl Can, which is an initiative to support all of us to move, no matter your age, no matter your situation. So let's get moving. Did you know that just 10 minutes of movement can make you feel good by boosting your energy, sleep, confidence and mood? Since I was a child, I've always had a passion for dancing. So today I'm trying out an Afro-Beat dance class. I know, Sakeena, it doesn't make sense, but hey, if I can do it, you can. It's all about having fun, moving to the rhythm and feeling good in your body. And believe you me, if you've got two left feet like me and you miss the beat, just jump on it when you can find it. You don't have to be a professional dancer. Just moving, even for 10 minutes, can boost your energy, mood and confidence. Let's see how others feel about movement.
For me, it's just like stress relief. I always leave the class smiling.
Dancing makes me feel alive. It's pure joy. Movement gives me confidence. It's my time to feel free.
I'm feeling totally energized. You don't have to know the movements. You don't have to get it all. It's about having fun. I'm having so much fun. This is so good. Get in there.
Thanks for joining me today. It has been absolutely amazing. I have learned so much. I've enjoyed it. To every woman, every girl, every auntie, to every one of us. Keep moving, keep enjoying, keep the bodies doing something, and search This Girl Can to make sure we are part of that movement.
Getting the call that I had to go and do a dance class, I was like, are you all right, mate? Sakeena? Me? Like, no. Like, yeah, I know I was in a dance group like over 30 years ago, but that was over 30 years ago. And I couldn't move properly then, and I still can't move properly now. But I loved it. I actually did love it, to the point that when I came out, I was like, I could do this again. I felt energized and charged, ready for it. And I have put it on my calendar list to go back to do that class, because it was really, really good. And our other co-host, Stephanie, she went on a walk with a friend as well. And she also said that her takeaway from that was the fact that going on a walk, as simple as it was also refreshing because you're just taking a stroll with a friend, you're talking, and before you know it, you've actually walked for longer than you actually envisioned you did, but you actually stepped out. And even though you're not gushing with sweat, and even though you're not in aches and pains, you did move your body. So your body is grateful for that little bit you did. And if we do that every day, or maybe start with every other day, or maybe start with once a week, it's better than what we did yesterday. So I think that's really, really good. And Miss Toller, I also want to ask as well. We've heard about all the benefits of incorporating movement into our daily lives. And you've mentioned how mothers, grandmothers, daughters, granddaughters, aunties, and friends, and us as a family can work together and be active. What other tips would you give us as women to be active collectively together as women, whether it is as a family, whether it is as a group of friends? What kind of tips would you give, Tola, to encourage that?
I would say probably, buddy up with somebody, because it's always good when you have like an accountability partner in anything that you do. So like I'm part of a group, a healthy group on a WhatsApp group, and we have, monthly challenges. The challenge might be for 2 weeks. Like the one that started yesterday is 10,000 steps, 100 kettlebell swings, low carbs, and then have an eat window. So whether you're going to do a 24 or 16, 8, but have a eat window. So that's our challenge for the next 2 weeks. And we have a group, so everyone posts their steps. Everyone's accountable, but everyone is honest as well. So somebody might put in, I ate a bit more sugar than I should have today, or, I ate a load of carbs, but I'll get back on tomorrow. So we're accountable, even though we might not be doing everything on the list, but we're clocking in with what we are doing, and we're also feeding back with the things that we are failing on and saying we'll give it a go again tomorrow. So I think when you have partners or groups that you can be accountable to, it really helps, because when you see someone else that's really doing it, you're like, yeah, I want to make sure I do it tomorrow so that I can clock in that I've done everything as well, and it just keeps you active as well.
I'm actually writing that one to my list as well, because I do like that. Like you guys, as I said, you guys are adding some nuggets today, and having that accountability group, I think, is amazing, because you can get in your head about, oh, I did it, I didn't do it, or whatever, and then, oh, I'll leave it for today, etc. But when you've got someone else on your back going, come on, sis, and it's somebody that you trust, and it's people that that when they talk, you pay attention to and you respect what they say.
Yeah,
like that. Very good. Thank you.
Definitely.
Taking that one down. Yes.
That accountability one, it's hard because that means you have to show up by force, by fire. You have to show up.
I was in one that was a skipping group, and that one we actually had to post pictures of us. I mean, we've had to post pictures of us, just short 5-6 second videos of us actually skipping that day, just to clock in that we've actually like skipped, and that one was that one was good.
Well done. Well done to you guys, man. You guys are killing it. And may I remind ourselves, you're a grandmother, Tola. You said you're a grandmother.
Yes, I am.
So no one has any excuse under the sun here. No.
I did hear what Carol said about, when it comes to swimming, and a lot of Black women not swimming. And sometimes we might be thinking, oh, the hair and, like that kind of thing. And I think for me, because I went in my primary school, we were swimming. We had a swimming pool in my primary school, so we were swimming. Secondary school, it was compulsory that we had to swim. The only time you were not allowed, that you could get out of swimming, is if your parent wrote a letter, and it had to be something that. So it was kind of like we were forced to swim. But I think nowadays swimming in schools is not as compulsory. So unless parents are taking like my son and his wife, my daughter-in-law, they take the grandkids, they have swimming lessons. They take them for swimming lessons. So they're making sure they know how to swim. So now I'm part of a gym that has a swimming pool. So I also swim when I go to my gym as well. As long as the pool is not busy, too many people, I still go swimming. I had a few friends that haven't known how to swim, and they've started taking swimming lessons, but kind of like fallen out. But then the ones that I have that have done swimming from school, when they go to the gym, they might not be members of the gym, but if they book a day pass to go to the gym, it's usually to go and swim and then use the sauna and steam.
When I was at school, so I'm too a grandma. So when I was at school, you'd swim, you'd get out, and you won't have enough time to sort your hair out. And our hair holds water, whereas our white counterparts, they can go. They can just go. We weren't allowed to go out with wet hair. There's historical stuff, you know, that we look at people from the islands, where a lot of women that have told me that it was their grandparents were frightened for them to go and swim. And then there's the whole issue around water safety. So not only do we do the swim session, we also do education sessions, so we can marry the two together and give people that knowledge so they can learn to swim and build up the confidence. Because let's face it, it's a life skill. It's not just a nice thing to do. It's a life skill, and that's why we do it.
And so we've heard about accountability, and we've heard about education. Carol, what other ways, what else can we do to help women keep motivated to be active?
I think people need to know that you don't have to go in and do hours of swimming. So just 10 minutes. 10 minutes you need to do to get yourself active. And it doesn't really matter how you move. Just do some movements. At the age where I am now, I just want to do exactly what you did, Tola. I want to move with my grandchildren. I want to make sure that I can still reach up. So it's all that. It's different kind of education to say, we're not doing it to be sweating all the time. We're just doing it so that we can move better and our daily living activities can be easier. So yeah, 10 minutes. Look at the This Girl Can website to see the ideas that they give you there. And it doesn't matter how you move, just move so you're moving.
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing. And I was just thinking about my daughter goes for swimming lessons, and incorporating whilst she's swimming, me swimming in that time. It's so it's so efficient, because that way I don't have to find a different time to swim. So on that note, Carol, what kind of impact would you say your organization has had on the Black community? And are there any inspirational stories that you might want to share with us today?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm very fortunate because what they've done at the Canal and River Trust is allow me to develop this program how it needs to be developed, because it's a community that I come from and that's who we wanted to reach. So I've been very fortunate that I could do that. And they just encouraging me to take it into different cities, and so Swim Sister Swim becomes national, and that would be fantastic. And a couple of stories there's one of the women that took part in the program. She was very scared of the water. She wouldn't even walk over a bridge, but she came onto the program. She did the 10 weeks of swimming, and then we do 4 weeks of canoeing, and now she's swimming 50 lengths 4 times a week, and she signed up to be a volunteer, so she can truly help new women coming through, because she knows exactly where they were, because that's where she was. And she's just supporting the program. The women are now ambassadors within the community. So not only are they learning to swim themselves and do paddle activities, they're talking to their partners, to the brothers and sisters, and the generation coming up. They're encouraging them to swim and be more physically active. And then confidence that it gives to people, it's just, that's my job done, if that's what happens. So yeah.
What a legacy. I'm based in the East Midlands, so I may have to just come in and see Swim Sister Swim in action.
Yeah, come and see us. And we're very fortunate because Sport England funded it. So I was able to buy swim caps from Soul Cap to break down some of the barriers why people won't want to swim. So it's just got a knock-on effect onto many other things. Yeah.
You guys are doing some amazing stuff in all your different individual worlds and circles, and I think it's amazing. We have to commend it. Miss Tola, is there anything else that you would like to say as any advice to women to keep moving and just keep on being fantastic as they are?
I think for me, it would be, apart from keep moving, which are the key words, it would be anything that you enjoy doing, just use it as a form of movement. You know, I mean, sometimes dancing, before I go to bed, I might just put the TV on, music, YouTube, and I'm just dancing as I'm listening to the music. And, you know, because dancing is a good form of movement as well. You know, you don't have to know all the moves. You can have 2 left feet, like we say, But as long as you're moving, just keep moving, because movement is important for every part of our body. It is important.
That is fantastic. We always come to this part of our program, and we're always surprised that we come to the end. And it's like we can talk because the conversation just gets so, how can I say, enriched, where someone like me is taking on notes, or there's a lot of us who are writing in, encourage. And I will say to everybody, our viewers, as always, write in, continue to ask those questions, but most importantly, move. And let's not forget a few quick reminders. Just 10 minutes of movement can make you feel good by boosting your energy, sleep, confidence, and mood. It does not matter how you choose to move, as long as it brings you joy. You can take a walk in the park, dance into soca, maybe Afro-Beats, or any type of music with friends, maybe a bike ride or with something with family. Doesn't matter as long as you're moving. So everybody, I will encourage us all to search This Girl Can to learn more about the campaign and join the conversation. And as always, thank you to everybody being here with us, and to our wonderful guests, both Carol and Hannah. We applaud you and thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from VoxAfrica, and we're supporting This Girl Can, a fantastic campaign that has inspired women to engage in physical activity. Do you know that just 10 minutes of movement per day can boost your mood, energy, and sleep? And that's why I'm out here working with my beautiful friend Folashade.
Hello everyone, Stephanie and I usually take walks together, so we thought to bring you along.
Do you know that people think physical activity has to be, going to the gym or having an intense workout?
Absolutely. We don't really need to go far or fast. All we need to do is move our body a little and you feel much more better.
Walks like this really clear my mind, and also I feel good, and it makes me sleep very well at night because I feel like I've moved my body a little bit.
And I notice my joints feels looser and I have much more energy for everyday things.
And sometimes we walk and chat and laugh and catch up on all the gossips, but sometimes we just walk quietly. It's really nice to take a walk and just spend time together. So you can do it by yourself or you can walk with a friend.
It's never too late to start. You really don't need clothes or equipment to start. All you need to do is step out
And move your body.
and move your body.
So if you've been thinking about making a start, just start small. Just 10 minutes a day can brighten your day.
And to make it much more enjoyable, find a friend.
Thank you for joining us today. Every woman, every mum, every girl can move in their own way. The key is to find what works for you and have fun with it.